This is my dog Tinkerbell.
Say hey to everyone. So guys, you may have seen my dog in the background of a couple of my YouTube videos before, but this is Tinkerbell, and today she told me that she wants to pick the books I read for a week. So I thought, why not? Let's do that. She's not a normal dog, right? She's not normal, and I'm not just saying that because I'm trying to be funny or whatever. Like, this dog, not a normal species, not a normal being. Sometimes I genuinely think she's a cat. Sometimes I think she's a robot sent from the government. I don't know what this thing is, but it is not a dog, okay? And I'm gonna make that very clear to you now. So she's not very food driven. She doesn't really care about food. She doesn't really care about anything. She literally just wants to sleep all day. Maybe she's just depressed. Maybe she's got bad mental health. Maybe I've rubbed off on her too much. I don't know. But either way, I'm gonna try and attempt to get her to pick my reads for this video. I've got some HAM right here, which I'm going to use, and I'm going to cover up the books that I may want to read, and then whichever one she goes to is the one that I'm going to read, and I'm probably going to do that like once or twice, maybe 3 times, depending on what books, the length of them, and all of that sort of stuff. But here we go, my dog picks my books for a week. Stop sniffing the ham! I moved the camera so you can see us both, but you can't even really see her. She's just going to do her own thing. I told you, she just doesn't want to do anything. She doesn't want to, she's already sulking. She's like, I don't want to do this video. Excuse me, come here. We have 2 books here that I've been toying between for literal weeks, and I've literally just been so torn on which one to pick because they're both quite a commitment. This is obviously part of like a trilogy / 6-book interconnected series, and this one is the first, unofficially first book of an 8-book series. So it's obviously quite a big commitment as to which one I pick, but I'm just really in the mood for like a, not a fluffy romance right now, and I kind of am in the mood for like a fantasy kind of vibe. So these 2 were my first choices, but I've been really torn on which one to choose. So I might just get Tinkerbell to pick out of these 2, because I've even made my family choose between them. I put a poll up on my Instagram. I was like, please help me, which one should I start? And they were literally on par, like 50-50 for so long. I do think this one won by like 1 or 2%, but obviously that's not a lot. That's not a big margin. So I don't know. I'm still really torn. I'm obviously thinking that this one, I know the writing. I know Sarah J Maas. I know that I'm going to probably love this. This one's something new, but it does seem more fun to me right now. And in the place that I'm in with exams coming up, this one just seems like the right choice. But I'm not 100% sure. So Tinkerbell is going to choose today. Choice. Which one did you choose? Should we see? Caraval. Good choice. Thank you. You can have this bit now. Good girl. Thank you very much. So I realised I hadn't really updated this vlog in a couple of days, but I've actually made quite a dent into Caraval so far. But I've just sort of been reading it really slowly over the last couple of days, like nothing crazy. I haven't sat and binged the book because, to be honest, I haven't really had a chance to. I submitted my first 3,000 word essay of this exam season. Was it last night or the night before? Well, I submitted it the night before, but it was due last night. And obviously I was just on that grind, getting that work done. So it just meant that when I finished uni work for the day, I just was so tired and just didn't want to pick up a book and stuff. But it wasn't obviously a reflection of the actual book. Like, I'm enjoying the book, but I just feel like I've sort of found myself not really caring about it, because I think it's just because I haven't given myself a chance to actually get into it yet, because I'm reading like a chapter a night or a few pages here and there. I'm not actually allowing myself to get immersed in the story. So I did do the naughty little thing and download it as an audiobook a few days ago actually, and again, just whenever I've had the chance, getting ready in the morning for work and just other stuff like that, just been slowly listening to it. And I will say I have thoroughly preferred listening to it as an audiobook for now. So whether I'm going to carry on with the audiobook, I don't know. Whether I'm actually going to read it, I don't know. But I am currently on chapter 16, which is page 152. But it's just getting to that point in the story now where things are sort of progressing. Things are starting to like heat up a little bit and stuff is definitely occurring. Nothing too crazy, but I do think that's what I'm enjoying about this one so much, is that we know nothing. about the world. The main character knows nothing, so we're just sort of like learning along the way with her, which is fun. But one thing that I noticed that I just haven't really mentioned on here yet, well, I haven't mentioned anything, it's the graphics and stuff in the actual book. But look how much thought and time went into stuff like this. Stuff like this in books just makes it so much better for me because it just looks so nice. Even this, like the story's just set up in like little sections, if you will, like big chapters, and that is so nice to just look at. But even just the ones on the top of the chapters are also really, really beautiful as well. So I'm loving that, but I'm hoping to just sort of get back into the actual book now that I've got a couple of weeks off to just sort of chill out a little bit until I've got my next exam, because I've got 3 more exams coming up and I'm not ready. They are my final uni exams, guys. Like, I finish uni in a matter of weeks and I graduate this year. I'm literally stuck in traffic as per usual, but listening to the Caraval audiobook still, so I'm getting quite a bit of like reading done while I'm here, so I'm just vibing at the moment. Hoping for the best. I've got like just over 100 pages left, which is so good. And I feel like earlier I just said that I didn't really care for the story and stuff, but it has actually really picked up now, which is good. And I'm actually really excited to just like binge the rest of the book. I have been slowly listening to the audiobook, and I think the audiobook says I've got like 2 hours left, but we all know this by now. I do read quite quick, so I can definitely get this done in less than 2 hours. So potentially finishing it today. So guys, I have finished Caraval and it took me quite a long time to finish. I say quite a long time, probably like just over a week, maybe 2 weeks. But for me, for like a 300-400 page book, that is quite a long time. I finished it this morning as an audiobook while I got ready for work, and I haven't really had time to process my thoughts on the actual book yet. But I still wanted to sort of like give you a fresh, straight off the bat review. I know for a fact that my rating is going to be around the 4-star mark. It wasn't as bad as necessarily a 3-star. Not that that's even a bad rating, but it wasn't the 5-star mark either. I think 4-star is probably a safe bet for this book. It was good. It was interesting. I feel like the start of it was a little bit slower for me. I think I really enjoyed it when I first started it. The middle was a little bit for me. And then when things started really progressing and picking up towards the end, I really, really enjoyed it. So I think because I had sort of like all of those opinions and all of those emotions, I'm gonna have to say around a 4-star. I will say I do think it took me so long to read simply because I just wasn't that interested, and that sounds bad, but it just meant that I just didn't really want to pick up the book. I was happy to just listen to it when I got ready for work in the morning. I didn't think, oh, I can't wait to get home and read this book. But it was still really, really good, and I was still very, very interested in the actual story because I actually did really, really enjoy it, and I did think, should I start the second one? I loved the world, I loved the whimsicalness, I loved the magical world of Caraval. I loved that you were learning things with the character. We're discovering things with her, which was nice. The fact that it was in third person did probably take away the personal connection for me a little bit, maybe just a little bit more disconnected to the main character Scarlett. I think if it was written in first person, I probably would have felt more emotional towards the book because I would have felt her feelings more rather than just seen it happen. But that just goes to show for all third person books for me. I'm just not a lover of third person. But yeah, other than that, I think I did really, really enjoy the book. It just wasn't a top read for me, but I can see that I really like Stephanie Garber's writing. I can see that the story is going to progress. I'm actually more excited for the second and third books. I already know that I'm going to love the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy because I feel like a lot of people read that first and then they read this, whereas I haven't even read that yet, and that seems to be the favourite. People do tend to favour the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy over the Caraval trilogy, so if I'm already liking it at this, I know that I'm going to love it by the end of it. But I think tomorrow we're going to pick our next one. Go on then. 4-star, did enjoy it. The dog is literally running away. Right, it's now time to pick our next book for this video, and I'm in the mood for like a sports kind of romance thing. I'm not sure why, just I think after reading like a fantasy kind of whimsical vibe, I'm in the mood for just like a normal romance, which is funny because at the start of this video I just wasn't really in a romance mood whatsoever. So now it's time. So I've got 2 books here from my TBR. Both of them are actually basketball romances, which I haven't read one before, but obviously we all know by now I really like basketball. My fiance is the president of the basketball team and stuff, so basketball is quite present in my life. But I have never read a basketball romance, so I think it's about time. Now the season's ended and I think I'm craving it. I think I'm missing it a little bit. So we have The Right Move by Liz Tomford. This is the second one to Mile High in the Windy City series. And then we have Night Shift by Annie Crown, which is sort of like I think it's a new release, but this is sort of like a college kind of thing, whereas I think this is more NBA. So it depends what level we're going for here. But I think these are our 2 choices and we're going to get Tinkerbell to pick it. I've got some paper here and I'm going to cover them up and we will see. Go on then. This is where I told you where she's not normal. There's 2 perfectly fine bits of roast beef on the books and she's just not interested. So I'm going to try a different way to get her to help and pick a book. She does a thing called tap it, whereas if I go tap it, she'll tap it. Ready? Tap it. She won't do this now. Ready? Tap it. Tap it. Tap it. Good girl, thank you. Finally. Finally. Now you can have your beef. There you go. Bye then. One thing that I've noticed that I want to say already is I see myself quite a bit in our female main character. I feel like Kendall, just like the way she thinks, her thought process, the way that she sort of like processes certain bits of information, or like, I don't know how to describe it, right? But she is me, but in like the best way. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it, but like the way that the book's written is written exactly how I would think, and obviously it's from her inner monologue and in her point of view. I think so far I probably would enjoy the book a little bit more if it was dual point of view, because I love dual point of view, but I'm still very much enjoying it just in her point of view. But we will see. We've still got obviously quite a bit of the book to go, so yeah, I'm gonna read on, see what happens. I have read the library scene in the book. Now, I don't normally care about smut. I don't normally care about too much romantic activity as long as they have an emotional connection and things. But let me tell you, if Riley does not take me to a library and do exactly what they just did, I'm gonna be mad. And it's nothing even too crazy. I want to be kissed up a bookshelf. We have some important business to discuss. Hello.
Hello.
Next time we go to the library,
Yeah.
I want you to kiss me up the bookshelf. Okay?
Okay. Well.
Because I read it and now I want it.
Oh. Well, luckily I've still never been allowed to hear that.
Great. Cool. Thanks.
No worries.
Enjoy your food. Cool. Right. Love you.
I love you.
Bye.
Bye, bye.
No, that's just mean. I was... Stop looking at me. Ow.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. I was literally just saying to Riley how if I rate this any more than a 3-star, I'm going to feel not embarrassed, but embarrassed, because obviously it's a Wattpad book, and Wattpad books are known for their like bad writing and the fact that they're like not a great piece of literature. But we don't care about that here. We just care about the vibes, and the vibes are great right now. Like, this is looking good, and if the second half of this book stays on track to how I'm feeling right now, we're looking 4-star or above, which is fabulous, because obviously I have felt a little bit slumpy the last like month or so where I haven't been well. So we are looking up. Things are looking great, and the slump is just unslumping itself, which is amazing. So I just wanted to update the vlog a little bit, because I feel like I haven't really said too much about this book. But I'm currently on page 226, and this book's literally only like 300 and something pages long. So I've nearly finished it already, and I feel like I've literally just demolished it over the last couple of days, where I haven't felt well, where my voice was going a little bit funny, and it still is. I genuinely have just sat in bed all day over the weekend and just read my book. And I haven't had that for a really, really long time, and I know that I've been speaking about this new job loads and loads and loads right now, so I do sincerely apologise. But obviously since starting this new job, it's not even really new anymore, it's been 2 months, but since starting working more, I've obviously not had as much time to read, and I've just come home at night and just been really, really tired. I kind of blame that on the fact that I'm tired, obviously, as I just said, but I am also blaming it on the fact that no book has really like immersed me in a while. Like, yes, I enjoyed Caraval. I did think that that was a great book. However, it didn't grip me as much as I wanted it to. Yeah, anyway, you've seen my review of that. But this book, I'm literally just finding myself wanting to read and only read. Like, I literally just want to sit and binge this book. So I'm hoping to get it finished today, because obviously I've got about 100 pages left, which is so good. But I do have Tinkerbell right here, and she is loving the vibes. I just want to let everyone know that the back of my head, none of my business, none of your business. So I have finished reading The Night Shift this evening, and wanted to give like a little wrap up review and end this video really. I think I mentioned it previously over the last couple of days, but I found myself just really wanting to pick up this book. I've said before how, because I've just been so tired lately, that picking up books in the evening has just been like a little bit of a struggle for me. Not in a sense that I haven't really enjoyed reading, it's just that wanting to read has definitely been a little bit of a struggle. But this book, I was just sort of wanting to get up, read. I've just wanted to pick the book up. Can you stop making weird noises? The dog's just going in my ear. I don't know if you can hear it, but I certainly can. But it was getting to that point where with Caraval, I was sort of just not really excited to go home and read my book. I wasn't thinking about it very much, but this one I was like, I can't wait to get home, sit down and read. I'm gonna binge over 100 pages in one go. I think I sat and literally read like 200 pages of this book in one go without even breathing. I really enjoyed it. I think obviously I'm gonna put it down to the writing of it. It is a Wattpad book, so it does tend to have that easier writing style. A writing style that you don't really have to think about very much. It's an easy romance, nothing too complicated, nothing too crazy, and for that reason I just really enjoyed it. I think just no brain power, easy books are just the way to go for me right now, just where I am in life and being tired all the time and stuff like that until I adjust fully to new life and everything. The easy books are the better. But I actually am going to rate this book I'm debating between a 4.25 and a 4.5, because right now I'm thinking, oh my god, 4.5, loved it. But then part of me thinks it actually wasn't the best book in the world. I don't know, I'm really debating it. I'll put my final rating on screen when I come to a conclusion. But yeah, I really actually did enjoy this book. But that is it for today's video. This is my dog picks the books I read for a week. Even though it has been a little bit over a week, we don't talk about that. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, comment down below if you've read any of the books in this video, what you thought of them, keep it spoiler free, and if you have a dog and if you'd let them pick your reads. I love you guys lots, and I'll see you in my next one. Say bye, Tinkerbell.